Day 2 of our off-season GPP program for golf. Okay, looking at our first superset here, A1 and A2, we have a torsion control plank and an overhead squat using your golf club. We're gonna have 3 to 4 sets of each. The torsion control plank is gonna be 30 seconds and the overhead squat is going to be 8 to 10 reps. So I'll show you what those are gonna look like. Torsion control plank. We're gonna come into a high push-up position with your hands quite close together and your feet spread quite wide. From this plank position, you're going to tap one shoulder and then the other, attempting not to let your hips shift or your push-up position change at all. So I'll show you from the other angle. The aim is for it to look like your push-up position hasn't changed at all as you lose one of your sources of balance when that arm leaves the floor. Second exercise, the overhead squat. You're gonna take your golf club, you're gonna try and bring it right up overhead, and then our squat is gonna have a 4-second descent. So continuing to try to push that club up to the ceiling, you're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1, stand back up, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand back up. Ideally, the club will be in a line that is right over the center of your feet, right until you get to the bottom of that squat. Okay, on to our B series. The first exercise is going to be a side plank. The second exercise is going to be a prone angel. I've suggested using soup cans for this one. Probably the weight of your arms will be pretty difficult, but if you have something at home like soup cans or a pair of heavy shoes, you can use those as well. So for the side plank, we're going to look at stacking your feet on top of each other, using your forearm to push into the floor, and then trying to extend your hips and lift your hips and knees off the floor as high as you can. You're gonna hold that position for 20 to 30 seconds on each side. And then we're going to go into our prone snow angel. Here we're gonna be on the floor, lifting your chest and legs off the ground, and then trying to reach down to your hips with the weights, and then up overhead with the weights. Okay? Once we've done 8 to 10 reps there, we can do our rest, and then we can repeat those sets 3 to 4 times, and then move on to our C series. C series is going to start with a Cossack squat. So this one we're going to start with a very, very wide stance, as wide as you can make your legs, toes pointed out, and then we are going to try to squat onto one leg, letting the toe pivot up towards the ceiling, and then squat onto the other leg, letting the toe pivot up to the ceiling. Here we want to get as deep as you can, and trying to make sure we're getting a good stretch on that trailing leg, okay? Once we have done 8 reps on each side there, we're gonna start our dead bug. For this exercise, you're going to be on your back with your knees bent to 90 degrees and your hands right up here on top of your shoulders. At this point, you're going to try and tuck your lower back into the floor as much as you can, and then try and hold that position as you reach down to the floor with your opposite arm and leg, and then back to the start. And we're going to alternate sides on this one as well, until you've done 8 reps on each side, which is going to bring us to our final exercise, standing isolated hip rotation. So this is probably going to be one of the most important ones for getting power in your golf swing, is going to be able to rotate your hips before your upper body. So first thing, we have to be able to separate and distinguish between rotation of the two. So we are going to use your club for support, From this point, we're gonna try and keep your chest facing forward as much as you can and rotate your hips side to side without letting your chest rotate side to side. Show you that from a couple of different angles here. Upper body staying still. Hips are rotated. Once you've done 15 reps on each side, you can take your quick rest, do it one more time, and that is the conclusion of day 2.